Hey, welcome everyone to Mystics Outlook. We got Carter W. Jr., Raymond Lyons, Wilson Tarpe Jr., and look, the Washington Mystics bounced back from disappointing loss on the road in New York on Sunday. Tonight they hosted the Atlanta Dream. They got out to a very fast start. Kind of rocky in the third quarter. Had an opportunity to kind of put things away early in the third. Ended up fouling a bit too much, and game was a little tighter than it needed to be late. But the Mystics finished strong. They beat the Dream 109-86. Ray, want to start with you, then Cardell. Just you guys' thoughts on tonight's win.
Oh man, it was just dominance. Outside of that stretch that you mentioned in the third, when Atlanta, they probably felt the walls closing in and just got a little bit aggressive and started getting to the line. But outside of that, it was all Mystics all the way. From the tip. They were clicking all cylinders on both ends. 53% from the floor, 50% from three, 95% from the line. I mean, it's not much you can do with that. If teams shoot the ball like that, then a lot of other things got to go wrong for them to lose. And that didn't happen. The Mystics, they pretty much dominated in every facet. Except they turned the ball over more, and Atlanta got to the free throw line more, but they didn't capitalize. They were 25 or 35. But yeah, it seems like when the Mystics are defending and they get out and can play in pace, that's where their sweet spot is. And eventually the half court offense follows suit. They got good clean looks from three again. Ariel Atkins is officially here in the 2023 season. So she's put a couple of strong games together. So it's good to see her around in the form. Elena's Elena, what she's going to bring. Shout out to Tiana Hawkins, getting the start in place of Shakira. Man, she had a double tonight. The Mystics bench, Maisha and Shatori Walker Kimbrough, man, they they came in and there was no let up. So there was no relief anywhere for the Dream. They were into a buzzsaw tonight, and the final score reflects that. Shout out to the Mystics for rebounding from a pretty tough loss the other day. They started their game in similar fashion, came out the gates fast, but things kind of got off the rails into the second, beginning of the third quarter, and they gave up a big lead and eventually lost the game. But that wasn't the case tonight. They kept their foot on the gas, played through their rough patch, and then just reasserted themselves and finished the game off. And it's good that they had a statement win like this, seeing as how they get another crack at them on Friday in their house. So it's good to go in there with some confidence that you just manhandle this team and can improve on that.
Cardell.
Yeah, to me, the Mystics did what they should do. Um, the game got away from Atlanta when Ryan Howard got in foul short. She picked up her 3 fouls, and it just got ugly after that. But coming into the game, Atlanta is literally the worst defensive team in the league. They give up the most points. They give up 88.3 points. They rank dead last in the league. So the Mystics shooting that well and playing that well is to be expected because Atlanta don't defend. But they do score. They're third in the league in scoring. 84, a little over 84 points a game. So that's why you see the record kind of around 500, so to speak. I know, instead of kind of excelling, due to their offensive firepower, they got to figure things out defensively because that ain't in. That's why you saw the Mystics just have their way. If there's there's probably their best offensive performance as a team, as a whole, this season. I'm talking about the Mystics. It wasn't close. You saw in the second half, they did play with some pride. I'm talking about the Hawk. I mean, not the Hawks. The Atlanta Dream. They came in there. They played with some pride. Definitely Cheyenne Parker. She was just like the hell with it. Like, y'all don't want to play. I'm gonna play. I ain't going out like this. And she took it to him. Problem was, like I said, don't get stops. Della Dawn was answering every bucket she was given, and they were up 20. And you can't come back when you already down 20 plus. Exchange of baskets, and that's pretty much what you saw. And then the time ran out. It was a much closer game. The Dream, they won the third, and then it was a close game in the fourth. But that second quarter just got ugly, man. They fell apart when Ryan went to the bench. and you just can't have that. It was a game before that, so look, the Mystics, give credit to them. They capitalized. When they smelled blood, they jumped on them, and then they were able to, hold that cushion, so to speak. But we also got to keep in mind that the type of opponent they were playing against as well. If it was if it was the Aces or something of that caliber, would tonight's performance have been enough? We don't know. Because at the end of the day, they still gave up 86, which is over the Dreams' average for the season. Even though their defense at times was stifling, man. You know what I mean? Because the Dream didn't shoot well at all, and that could be just because they got up late. They got up so much you have a tendency to just fall back a little bit, get lax or whatnot. But they're not playing to beat the Dream. They playing to go for it. You know what I mean? So they got prepared for when them heavyweights come to town and when they go to their building. So this was the type of game where it was cool to see the balanced attack and certain players start to wake up, like when Ray mentioned, Ariak, and she's been pretty consistent over the last few games for both ends. The defense was already there, but the scoring and her shooting has picked up, and Nate is right on time with Shakira being out. Like Ray said, Delanon's Delanon. We know what to expect from her. Tiana Hawkins stepped up with the double-double. That was huge, man. And Cloud just set the table. She didn't have to do much for him. Everybody else clicking. So that was huge. And along with Brittany Sykes, between the both of them, that's 17 assists. I love how they tag team the point guard duties. That's gonna be tough to deal with as the season going on because you don't know who the head of the snake is. You try to cut one head off the other one, you know what I'm saying, and we'll get going. And and it's crazy because we all know Sykes is a more explosive scorer, so that's a problem that teams will have to deal with. Maisha Hines Island, she's starting to get her legs under her. She's starting to come along, and it's right on time because they needed somebody that can consistently come off that bench, provide scoring, defense, and rebounding, and she's it. And Walker Kimbrough, had a good game as well, man. But if one last thing, if you look you look at the plus minuses, every day Mystics player is in the plus. Is in the plus. You look at the Dreams in the negative. That pretty much just sums up the game right there. So, good win, but I feel like it's a win that nothing's guaranteed, but pretty close guarantee they should have got.
Yeah, it's not too much for me to tag into. You guys already got it all. I think the only thing I walked away with, it was like you guys said, it was encouraging to see Maisha start to get her timing and everything back. Obviously, like you guys mentioned, with Shakira being out for 3 weeks, it's a great time for Maisha to start to feel like Maisha again. Obviously, because they've struggled up and down with the bench. Like for a while here, just be honest. One of their most consistent bench players was Lee Mong, and she's not here right now. Just be honest on both ends. She's been one of the most consistent. Obviously, she's going to be a boost to their bench when she gets back. If Shatori and Maisha continue doing what they're doing. I guess, like Cardell, you said, there was just so many times in this game, I was just like, the unforced turnovers just bothered me all night. Because, like you said, I'm thinking, we don't have to think that far back. What happened on Sunday? You started playing defense with your hands instead of your feet, and it was a parade to the free throw line for a much better team. Then silly turnovers, and that turned into a really tough loss when that wasn't the case. And even though it got kind of tight at times, didn't feel like Atlanta would be able to kind of like to really take over because they didn't capitalize, as Ray mentioned. The turnovers were just concerning. Like there was multiple times a night where they would get a stop and give it right back. If that's a better team, you can't give Chelsea Gray and company extra possessions when you're up double digits. Those are how leads die. And next thing you know, you look up and you're down 10. But again, I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news here. What's important is they won. They took care of business. We'll see what it looks like on the road later this week. So I got to ask you guys, like always, player of the game.
Belly down.
All right. Ray, have you anything else to say? Anything to combat that? No. All right. I think he might have frozen. Okay. Yeah, I'm agree with you there. And then X Factor, who's your hacker though?
I'm gonna go with Tiana Hawkins. She had a monster down there to do with today, a pissed off monster. Cheyenne Parker, man, she was going at him, man. She held her own and finished with a double-double. They need her to step up and 5 or 6. 13, 11 on 5 or 6 shoot. Look, man, you can't get any worse. You can't ask for anything better from I call her a super vet. I'm not gonna use the old word. Show respect. Just call her a super vet, man. You know what I mean? But if she can give them that type of production, that changes everything for them, man. That changes a lot because it's not just that she could get the double. She could stretch the floor. She could shoot from 3, mid range, decent passer, dribble handoffs and stuff. She's a tough matchup. So I love what she brought today.
Yeah, I agree with you. One, you go from being on the bench to, hey, step in real quick. And then Cheyenne Parker, which for those of you that don't watch the W enough, Cheyenne Parker's gotten better every freaking year she's been in this league. The only thing that has slowed her rapid development is she had to take time to have a child. Outside of that, she's hit the ground running in this league, and I was not shocked. And like you said, she's a much tougher recovery than some folks might realize. For every sport has box score hunters. She's a problem. She's a load to deal with down there. And at times, you saw Coach T just rotating different people to try to give her different looks. And it was fun watching her adjust her looks for whatever the defender was. She really took time to match the defender with what she needed to give them a bucket, to give them requisite bucket. But like you said with Tiana, in her own way to come in and contribute and affect the floor on both ends like she does is huge. And again, you're missing what Shakira brings in 6'5", 6'6" with that athleticism is crazy. But again, Tiana's been here before. There was ever a person when you need to step in. It's somebody who did this during the title run. You can count on this person. So yeah, I'm definitely with you with X Factor. Ray, welcome back real quick. We were just talking about player of the game and X Factor. I think we had come to agreement on the Lena Deladon for player of the game, Tiana Hawkins for X Factor. What say you if you have another person before we get out of here?
I definitely can't argue with player of the game. X Factor, that's a crowded category tonight, but with Tiana stepping into that starting role with Shakira being out, and they were playing, a team with some considerable size after they got out rebounded handily on Sunday. I think you got to roll with her, man, because that's a big void to fill, and for her to come in and produce the way she did, she didn't just hold the fort down, she put in work. So yeah, man, I got no issue with giving her X Factor.
Get you beating the buzzer, getting back to supply the answers. I want to thank y'all for tuning in, man. We'll see y'all Friday. Follow us on social media to see what it looks like, what's playback outlook come Friday. But the Atlanta Dream have an opportunity to get some get back at home on their own floor as Washington travels to Atlanta for a Friday night matchup with the Dream.